You're listening to Turi Writers She Said What podcast. I'm Turi, along with Marcy Persky. For some people, there are many important decisions to make every day. And for others, maybe you, there's just one. Where am I going to pee? Can I stop looking at your Detroit Lions banner?
Oh, you're such a baby. There.
Thank you. Well, I can't see your face.
Ribbon.
Couldn't see your face. All I saw was this Detroit Lions ribbon flying around where your face used to be on the Zoom. Go ahead.
All right. So Thursday, the National Weather Service issued a winter storm advisory for 1 to 12 inches.
That's a huge range. That's like either your house is going to be underwater or you'll be able to plant cactus tomorrow.
Well, by this morning we had 28.
Oh,
28. They shut the highway down, so there was like a 15-mile backup with semis sideways because none of these people, and then they have of course, all the people from Phoenix that go, oh boy, it's going to snow in Flagstaff and we could go skiing. And they try to get up the mountain.
I thought it was the ones who come to show their children what snow looks like who are the most annoying.
They're the ones who want to get stuck because it's illegal to pull over on the highway and let your kids play, which some people actually do. But no, they shut down everything.
Hold on. There are people who pull over on the side of the highway.
Yep. There are actual signs that say, do not pull over and play in the snow. Actual signs. That's like, don't put your hair dryer in the bathtub.
Wow.
Yes, they have to tell people not to do that. But there were people who were stuck on either I-40 or I-17 for, I think, 20 hours or something like that.
Oh, my goodness.
The biggest problem were the semis would flip sideways and block the whole highway. But it's just so stupid because my whole Facebook feed is nothing but people saying, how are the roads? How are the roads? How are the roads? And all you have to do is hit a certain code on your phone and you've got the Arizona Department of Transportation telling you how all the roads are.
Which sounds a lot more useful than the weather service telling you you're going to get 1 to 12 inches when you actually...
You get 28.
You don't know where to look. Well, here's a question I have for you because one day you get 28 inches of snow and then the next day it all evaporates, right?
Well, right now we're thinking because we've been in such a drought all winter that it will sink into the ground.
Because in my head, I have a visual in my head, and you know how visuals in your head are almost never accurate?
Kind of like 1 to 12 inches?
Yeah, like that. I have this vision in my head, which I know is not real, of the snow going in reverse the next day, just kind of yep.
No,
like a snow globe when you would turn it upside down, just kind of all falling into the sky. And I know that's not how it works. But if it doesn't work like that, it would strike me that it would be extremely humid while it all evaporates. And that's not supposed to be.
Not up here.
Yeah. So if it doesn't usually go into the ground, then how come it's not humid?
Well, we've been on drought. And I'll tell you, in the morning, it's all going to be ice because it gets very cold here at night. Yeah. We're up at 7,000 feet for our possibly one new listener. So we get the same kind of weather pretty much as
I have a water conversation for you.
And then I've got a door conversation.
As long as we're talking about water. I am sick and tired of being told by doctors that I need to drink something like 15 gallons of water a day because you know my theory that the plastic surgeons of America secretly own all the fashion magazines. This is one of my theories. And my other theory that the psychiatrists of America own the other half of the fashion magazines. My current theory is that the people who make Depends are owned by the same people who tell me to drink 15 gallons of water a day. What the heck do they do? Walk around just run from toilet to toilet, these doctors?
I have an answer for that.
Depends.
I'm older than you, and I drink a ton of water just because I live in the high desert and it's very dry here.
Right.
And no, I don't run to the toilet all day.
Well, I am getting the same freaking advice that you
I
get
can hold
at
it.
7,000 feet. I get that 12 to 25 gallons of water a day advice down here at almost sea level. And they're
Well,
just handing out this advice like everybody can just drink 15 gallons of water a minute and that it's no problemo. And I would also
see,
like to point out that you in the
yes,
desert where it evaporates right off your skin, nevertheless, almost never are far from a toilet.
well, that's true because I don't leave my house, and we do have a couple here.
Right. You used to only go to hospital toilets if you couldn't be home.
Yeah, because they were clean.
It's really changed the way I live my life, this whole prescription for 75 gallons of water a day.
See, I do not have a problem with it. What I do have a problem with
Yes.
are bathroom doors that are too close to the toilet. I
Somebody,
have a giant knot on my forehead. I don't know if you can see it, but Eve was giving her baby a bath in my bathtub
mm,
2 days ago,
mm.
and I had to pee really, really, really bad. And I'm not going to run into my bathroom and like pee in front of the baby because that's just
Why?
not right.
You think you're going to
So
scar? Wait. You
I
got like
don't
an
know.
11-month-old baby in a bathtub, and you think that baby gives a holy heck whether you're peeing in the toilet 5 feet away from him?
He could have like a pandemic or whatever, endemic memory, or
Traumatic memory is what you're.
whatever.
Yeah.
He's
No.
gonna have it.
No.
I would get it.
You can still
I don't know.
shut.
I can't pee in front of a baby, so I went into.
Wait a minute. The
This
locker
story gets
rooms,
worse.
the YMCA locker rooms of America are full of women bringing their 3, 4, 5-year-olds. I've actually gone out and complained about this at the Y and at the Park District. Like if your kid is old enough to have a conversation with you, then send him into the bathroom that conforms to his gender.
Oh,
But until
I was gonna say something political.
that moment,
Yes.
yeah, he can be
Well,
in the. I used to take my 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds. They don't know what the heck they're looking
right,
at.
but your 10-year-olds don't belong.
No,
in
your
there.
10-year-old identified as male does not belong in my changing room. Yeah, no. Out.
Anyway, I couldn't pee in front of the baby, so I went to Frankie's bathroom, which is the size of a closet. I mean, it's not even a half bath. It's like an eighth bath.
It's a
There's
stand
a
and
sink and a
deliver. It's a
toilet.
stand and
Yes,
deliver bathroom.
exactly. So I sat down on the toilet and wanted to slam the door shut and hit myself in the head with the door.
Wait a
I mean,
minute.
like I saw
Wait,
stars.
wait. If you're closing the door
I don't
and you're
know.
inside,
I
how
don't know
does
how that happened.
closing the door
I
hit
have
you?
amnesia.
Amnesia from hitting yourself in the head with the door?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I have a huge lump and it
Nice.
won't go away.
Well, now I know
And
why
it
you had
hurts
that
when I touch
Detroit
it.
Lions ribbon there because I couldn't
Yeah,
see the lump
because
until you took it down.
I have that like hitting your head disease.
Uh,
CTE, is that what it is?
yeah,
Whatever. I should
traumatic
be wearing
brain
a helmet.
injury. I cannot keep track of all the
Yeah.
acronyms for all the things.
There's a lot of them.
I just read the Associated Press style book on when to use acronyms. And you're always supposed to identify the organization the first time, which I knew. But then they said if it would continue to confuse people to use the acronym, even after you've identified it, you must use the full name. So
That's pretty subjective.
that's completely, yeah, that's like how smart are our readers?
I was supposed to get a haircut yesterday, and I was really worried about walking in there, with this giant bruise on my forehead.
Were you worried that they would call and report your husband for domestic abuse or that they would make the bangs too long to go over the bump?
They would just laugh at me.
Oh, okay.
Anytime I go in there, there's something. My haircut didn't happen anyway because all the roads were closed.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So
Again, we need the jetpack. We were promised in 5th grade in Weekly Reader the personal jetpack.
yes, meet
Still,
George Jetson.
yes, but
No, and the way things are going right now, I would not want to be in the sky for anything.
That's true. It's been a
Crazy things.
full
Naked
couple.
lady running down a south aisle of a Southwest flight.
What? I missed this.
You didn't see that?
No, I did not. Tell me again. A naked lady ran down the aisle of a Southwest Airlines plane?
Yeah. They
What
had to
happened? They
catch her.
refused to give her more pretzels, or what was the
I don't
problem here?
know. I don't know.
If you
There was-
don't give me another Oreo, I'm going to take my clothes off right now.
Yeah, she's running naked around the plane, which is better than trying to open the, emergency exits or get into the pilot's cabin. But still,
Well,
I-
but hold up right there, because I
Yeah.
can think you just gave two really good reasons why a naked lady might be running up and down the aisle of the Southwest Airlines plane. Reason one, if you're sitting, we had this problem, and God bless Southwest, which we flew three round trips this last month. But this time they pulled away from the gate. They were taxiing to the runway, and then they said, "Oh, the microphone that's inside my oxygen mask isn't working." So back we go. And I'm thinking, I didn't even know there was a microphone inside your oxygen mask. And then I thought about it and thought, you know what, that's probably a really good idea, because if the pilot has to give emergency orders, you don't want him or her to have to take off their oxygen mask to do it. On the other hand, as a radio broadcasting, podcasting professional, seems like you ought to be able to just temporarily jam a little microphone in there if it's an emergency.
Right.
The other thing that made me realize that there could be a perfectly legit reason why a naked lady would be running up and down the Southwest cabin is when you are sitting in the sunshine in basically one of those little, like, you can cook a hot dog on tinfoil projects from Girl Scouts, which is the body of your plane, and you cannot open the emergency exit. You may not. I have had it be hot enough, long enough, that
They can get naked.
there have been moments in my life where I thought this whole plane is going to take off collectively all of its clothes.
I would laugh so hard if somebody ran up and down the aisle of my plane naked, just because I'm rather immature about things like
Well,
that.
that's the third reason then maybe that she did it.
Just for amusement.
For you, yeah. For people
It
like
was
you.
boring.
You and people like you.
Maybe the video wasn't working, so she said I may as well run around naked so that people aren't bored.
Or maybe everybody was so intent on their little 4-inch phone screens. Maybe she thought, all these people are so dazzled by their screens, I could run up and down the aisle naked and nobody would notice. And then somebody said, well, okay, I dare you. And then she did it.
And then they all took pictures.
So we
and
have
put it on the
because they had their phones out. Yeah, they had their phones out already. So that's 4 reasonable reasons why a person could take off all her clothes and run up and down the cabin naked. So I'm glad
Or maybe she drank a whole bunch of water.
that I don't know
I would
about.
never pee on a plane.
I try. What? Really?
It's not a hospital. No, I don't pee on planes.
Well, you're consistent. I guess but all that drinking you do on the plane, what do you do about that?
I can hold my water.
I'm impressed. I think we're changing your name. Marcy the Camel Persky.
The camel. I don't ever hump.
The camels don't have to pee that often because they don't have to drink that often. So I was just thinking Marcy the Camel Persky.
I don't want to be a camel.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad to know that among the people soiling the Southwest Airlines bathroom, I do not have to count you as one. It's good to know.
Never, ever, ever.
I don't know anybody who doesn't pee on airplanes. I know plenty of people who don't eat on airplanes. I know plenty of people who don't sleep on airplanes, but I don't know anybody who doesn't pee on an airplane.
I sleep on airplanes.
I'm so impressed.
Thanks for listening to Tory Writers' She Said What podcast. We're glad you found us, and I hope you'll find my book, She Said What? A Life on the Air. It's all true, but I've changed the names of the people and the radio stations and a bunch of other stuff because I'd prefer not to get sued. You can find it at your neighborhood independent bookstore or on Amazon.